What's up, y'all? My name is Brandon Burton. I'm a husband. I've been married 10 years to the beautiful Turquoise. I'm a father of two beautiful children, Landon and Drew. I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur with my clothing brand, Landon Torquese, and my artist development brand, Just Better Music. This is the first time I'm doing anything like this, so I'm gonna break it down for you. 2024 has been like one of the craziest years of my life, full with highs and lows. It's been a lot of growth in it too for me. This year I spent a lot of time with the family, started a brand, and I learned a lot of tough lessons. Honestly, I just think it's time that I, show y'all what I've been up to, show y'all what I learned, and what I got coming up next. So let's get into it. This is my 2024 year in review. So going into 2024 mentally, I know I wanted more for myself, but for my family too. I just felt like I had to make something happen in 2024. I had been sitting on ideas like Just Better Music, and I just was tired of talking about it. I felt like my goals was clear. I definitely knew I wanted to start building a foundation for my brand. I knew I wanted to start spending more intentional time with my family, and I knew I had to stop procrastinating. I just had that conversation with myself, whereas though I was done waiting for the perfect moment. It was time for me to get to work. So going into 2024, my mindset was really all action. So I'm constantly telling myself, B, get out of your head and get on this grind. My vision was simple: get Just Better Music going, build this platform for artists, and this could be something that I could pass down to my kids and my family later on. And I also wanted to start creating more memories for the kids. Something that's really important to me is to be more present and not let work or excuses get in the way of that. So yeah, my mindset was to focus and to execute. I feel like my whole family has really connected this year. My relationship with my wife and my kids have grown this year. And I say my kids, and this is the first year I'm actually saying kids, because my daughter Drew, she turned 1 in August. So it was a major adjustment for me and my wife and my son as well. Shit, this is my first time having 2 kids. So that's a challenge in itself. You know what I mean? Is my son gonna get along with my daughter? How is he gonna take her? How are we balancing time with spending time with the kids? How are me and my wife interacting? How are we handling the new addition? We have done a phenomenal job, as a family, staying together. My daughter is amazing. My son is, he's ready to fight me over her. And that's all you can want from a big brother to a little sister. There's no envy or jealousy there. I'm proud of that. I'm happy for that. And I feel like I help my wife as much as we try to support each other as much as we can. We always done that in our marriage. We learning every day. We don't got to figure it out. But the goal is to become better. Be a better parent. The number one job in the world is to be a parent. It's the job that never stops. It doesn't matter how old your child gets. You're gonna always be that. Once you have that person, you're a parent. That's your number one job. You can't let things distract you or take you off of that job, because if not, things could get out of control. So this year, we didn't do what we usually do. At least when it comes to the summertime, we are a huge beach family. I don't even think we didn't go to the beach not one time this year. But like I said, we went to our first Eagles game, our first Eagles practice. That's very important to me, to make my children Eagles fans. Not just Eagles fans, but we in Philadelphia, we from Philly, and we root for the home team. We took the kids to our first Phillies game. I haven't been to a Philly game since I was a kid. It was great, man. I had a great time. Landon got on his first roller coaster this year. That was like, yo, I could not believe this dude was like ready to go. I could not believe he got on with no hesitation. I've had grown people I had to pull to get on roller coasters. Passed with flying colors, man. It impressed me, and it just let me know that I had somebody to ride with. So what made me want to start Just Better Music this year was it was time for me to start to grow. You know, had already been working with a few artists, you know, helping them with their careers. And I just wanted to grow. I wanted to, you know, reach out and touch more artists. I wanted to set up some performances and just really grow my brand. I wanted to really network and, you know, grow some relationships. On some real shit, one of the biggest challenges, or some of the biggest challenges, overthinking, prioritizing, and time management. Delegation has been my way of solving many of my challenges. My proudest moment with Just Better Music will have to be my first show. I set a whole show up, a whole performance, a whole concert by myself. As far as the promotion, the graphic design, the whole setup, you know, was on me. Every ass that was in the seat, I was responsible for them being there. Got out there and got out of my comfort zone, did things that I never done before. I'm proud of that. My goal is to really try to create as much content for artists, a place where an artist can invite their friends and family to come and see them perform, get merch, and take something that I created for them today and take it and be able to possibly make money or get recognition after this is done. As far as relationships, my team is building. Every time I did a show this year, I was able to connect with somebody. I was able to connect with an artist. I was able to connect with a cameraman. I was able to connect with a sound guy. I was able to connect with vendors. For me, it was great relationship building. It's a lot of work to this shit. You know what I mean? You got to put in a lot of work. And just because you say you doing something don't mean that it's going to pop off today. You got to put in work and you got to show up every day, because nothing is for nothing. My most grateful moment was probably one of my most humbling moments. And that was probably the passing of my grandmother. And I say grateful, it made me feel grateful. I was grateful that I was able to have her for 35 years. I was grateful for her and my son to have a relationship. I was grateful for her to be able to, you know, have a short relationship with my daughter. I was grateful for my family, and my wife was a great support for me, support for my family. The whole experience of my grandma passing, the funeral, prior to the funeral, her being sick in the hospital and seeing the people come and show her love in the hospital blew me away. After she passed, the people that was coming past the house, just giving us different things, feeding us, making sure we ate every night, making sure it just was amazing. And then to, you know, have the actual funeral and see all the people, the number of people, it made me feel grateful, was because in that moment I was able to see my entire village. And when I say village, because they say it takes a village to raise a child, I saw my entire village in front of me for the first time in my life. And it made me feel so grateful that my grandmother's pets connected me. My grandmother was the foundation of my village. And it's a moment that you don't want back because of the circumstances. But man, it made me grateful. It made me very, very, very grateful. I'm like lost of words. Don't know what to say. She was grandma. Grandma. If you needed something, she was the person I called if I needed something. She is the person I called. Grandma, I'm short on a couple dollars, and don't ask for it back. There's nothing that you could do to repay a person. I think that's why I feel like I feel, because it was things I wanted to do with my grandmother that I didn't get a chance to do. And I blame myself because of procrastination. Get my shit together. I should have been doing this 5 years ago. My goal was to take my grandma to Vegas. One of my goals, because my grandma loved to gamble. She was, you know, the life of the party, Atlantic City. That was one of her stops. And I always wanted to take my grandma to Vegas, take my family to Vegas, you know what I mean? Be able to afford to take my family to Vegas. And I didn't get the chance to do that. That hurt me. because I've been sitting on my greatness all this time. When I made my first batch of Landed Turquoise, she was buying my cousin's clothes. I'm gonna just say one of my greatest memories of my grandmother was that I was blessed enough to give her to throw a birthday party for her last birthday. The end of 2023 was a little rough for her. She had to get surgery, and I wanted to do something special for her. And you know, we had a 78th birthday party, and I'm so happy that I was able to throw it for her and show our appreciation to her. I'm happy for that. The inspiration of my grandmother is to knock the procrastination bullshit out. That regret is something that I'm really dealing with. It inspired me to do what I'm doing right now. If you watching this is the inspiration of my grandmother. You never saw me before, not in this way. Promise I'm gonna be better at giving y'all more of this, bringing y'all into this wild and crazy life that I live. Introduce y'all to the family, introduce y'all to me. That's the inspiration. To describe 2024 in one word, I would have to say eventful. Literally eventful. I started the year off throwing events, having events, worked with 3 amazing artists. Also did a comedy show. I did a movie showing, my grandmother's birthday. Drew had her first birthday. The final event of the year, which was my grandmother's funeral. That's one thing they don't tell you. Your death day is very similar to your birthday. Everybody come to see you, say their goodbyes. You gotta feed everybody, decorations, and you really throwing a event. Like I said, an eventful year. It's a bittersweet year, but eventful I will go with. Don't sit on your gifts. Don't sit on your talents. Don't think that you got time. What I feel about the procrastination is in here, but I can't dwell on it. I can only do what I said I was gonna do. So do what you say you're gonna do. That's all I got. See y'all in the next one.